Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Like-Minded with your host CDFDMAN and your co-host me, Recabilly.
And welcome everyone to Like-Minded. Like-Minded is a show where we get like-minded people in the community to come on and talk about what they do. And today we have Cubehamster. Yay!
Hey, welcome Cubehamster.
Yo.
Go ahead and
so
have
take
a seat. Awesome.
So, if you don't know who this guy is, he's very big on YouTube with his redstone inventions, and he's recently done some mini games with some big YouTubers. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Recently, I had a collab with Set Bling, and we released a mini game called Missile Wars. You might have seen it, maybe not, but it's a lot of fun. You can download it, play with your friends. It's available on Realms, and the Minecraft server has it, and the CubeCrowd server runs it as well. Have you guys tried it?
Yes. So, we were actually part of the beta testing.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Shit. That's embarrassing. Yeah, I remember now.
That's fine. Yeah, it's a great game if you guys haven't gone out there and played it. It's great. Join a server or download it and play it with your friends. Was it your idea for this game, or did, it was a collaboration between you and Seth kind of flushed it out?
The original concept, I had the missiles, and I did a video with. So this started out. I made Mega Gargantua, like the giant walking robot thing, and I recorded the video with DocM77 where we had two of these giant robots fight each other, and the robots had Tomahawk missiles equipped and a Juggernaut, which are two missiles that are also in Missile Wars. And we were fighting, and things blew up and stuff. But the most fun in that game was trying to disable the enemy's missiles heading your way with flame bows and stuff. So I was like, wow, this is awesome. I could just turn this into this can be a thing. And then I approached Seth because we've been sort of talking about maybe doing a project together at some point. And I told him, wow, I have this thing. I think it's something awesome. And that didn't really turn immediately into the game Missile Wars, but we started talking about the mechanics, and I had some pretty complicated stuff in mind, where you had stationary launchers, and you could click and then buy missiles and stuff. But then he started messing with the spawn eggs, and it kind of it evolved from there. So it just kept evolving and kept getting better. And then when we had the first playable copy of the game, we played it. We were like, wow, this is a lot of fun. and it just kept growing, and we had multiple missiles, and we started adding items, and then it just kind of grew from there. And it was actually done quite a bit earlier though, but because 1.8 was very it had some very laggy bugs that are kind of still in there right now. And we're hoping that they're going to go to release 1.8.1 soon. That made me basically add a ton of extra features in the 2 weeks where we didn't release the map. And now it's done. And we still plan on adding more stuff though. Maybe coming up with a version 2 at some point.
Yeah, now that it actually made its way onto the Play Minecraft server, you must be pretty proud of that, right? I would be.
Yeah. That's awesome. And going on there, and then people recognize that you made the game and stuff. It's amazing.
Now, what I think is really nice about the game is that you can play it 2v2 and still have a fun time. But as it gets 8v8, it gets insane.
It's completely ridiculous. Yeah. You should. You have to tweak the amount of missiles that people can spawn and stuff, or at least the amount of missiles people get. So you have to be a bit more safe when you place them and stuff. I still would like to run a server though and have 40 versus 40. This is what it's like. Maybe with some custom settings or something.
That would be freaking hectic.
Yeah. I just want to see what it's like for science,
For science. So, how was it like actually working with Seth Bling? Because obviously he's pretty well known. He's done a lot of things, but he's usually done them on his own. So, was there any back and forth? Have you ever had any heated arguments or anything like that?
Well, I mean, we both have sort of our own design philosophy, and I think the collaboration kind of got the best of both. And we have definitely had moments where we disagreed with each other, and we always ended up compromising, and the compromise was always the best solution, I think, looking
Right.
back.
That's always smart.
So
I've done a few things with some other people as well, and people have different ideas of how they want to do Redstone or how they want the map to be in the end. So you kind of have to really work together and be good at working and compromising in order to actually get a good map together. So I think you guys did a great job. The end result was awesome. I haven't played it too much, but I really want to join on the server and see how much I can do some damage to the other teams.
Now, did you find hosting this game on larger servers that have other things going on to be a challenge to try to like convert it from its vanilla server to the bucket multiple games running type thing?
So the thing is, there is no bucket in 1.8. So on the Play Minecraft server, the map itself had to be made grief friendly and stuff with just basic command block stuff. So the version Play Minecraft, for instance, is running a different version of the map just to prevent people from messing up the redstone and that sort of stuff. It's challenging, and I hope that at some point there will be an official bucket thing where you can protect stuff. But at the moment, I think it runs pretty well.
Okay, so I guess the next question is, do you feel like another type of creative Redstone minigame is in your future? Like, did you enjoy making a minigame such as this?
It was very, very time consuming, but I thought it was awesome, and I definitely want to make more minigames in the future. Yeah, I don't know if that'd be maybe with SetBling again at some point, or with someone else, or alone. But seeing as how this went, I think I'd prefer to work with someone else, just to get some feedback every now and then on stuff you're doing. Because I mean, Seth is very experienced with minigames, and he really has the mindset of making stuff as easy to pick up and as much fun and less tedious as possible. You kind of learn a lot when you work with someone else like that. So it was really good.
I've actually, I think it was during one of his streams, he mentioned something that I find pretty useful, and that's whatever he makes, whether it be a mini game or adventure map or something, I don't know, whatever his project is, he has the idea of always making it good to be played on YouTube. And I think that's pretty clever, because obviously YouTube expands your audience, and the more people who see it, the more people want to play it. So was there a lot of like changing things just to be sure, that this is going to be good for YouTube?
That was definitely one of the design philosophies when we made the game, yeah.
So what are some of the things that you guys took into consideration for a YouTube audience?
Well, for instance, you have the shield that blocks the incoming missiles, and we kind of figured how thick that has to be to have the games last roughly 10 to 15 minutes, which would be good for a video.
Mm-hmm. Oh, clever!
That's just as an example.
Oh, okay, so that's actually changing like the game mechanics in order to like fit it to video length. Ooh, very nice.
That's the thing, and I mean the missiles had to be rideable, like, because that you get so many amazing action shots if you were to record something like that, just running from explosions and stuff. So we tried our best to make them as easily rideable as possible.
Right, that's smart. I like the idea about the explosions and everything. That's pretty cool.
It's a pretty action-packed game, and then all the extra settings we have in the map gives it more replayability. So you can add ninja boots or change defensive items, fireballs, shields, etc.
Now, you've been on YouTube for a long time, at least as far as I know. I think the first episode that I saw, or video that I saw of yours, was Schrodinger's chicken. That definitely got me interested, because I'm not a big quantum physics or anything like that kind of person, but I have heard of that study, I suppose, and it definitely caught my interest. So I checked out more of your things. You have a really cool, extensive channel with a lot of different creations and stuff. I know you went away for quite some time. What was it like coming back to the community?
It was heartwarming. It was amazing. Just all the positive responses of doing a video again after 8 months of not doing any videos. So that was
Yeah,
That
I
was very
bet. I was actually pretty excited as soon as I saw that you were back. I was like, "Woo, Cubehamster!" Seeing the cool things that you can come up with, because you're pretty clever. Don't you have a degree or in physics or something?
I actually don't. No.
Oh, what is it? You have a license
I
for?
have a teacher's license, yeah,
Uh,
but I went to university, but I actually never finished it. And I studied physics at the university, but you get very pushed into doing research and writing research reports
Hmm.
and that sort of stuff. And I
mm.
really, really, really hated it from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah,
So
if you don't like it, why do it?
yeah, and I really like teaching, and I would just wanted so I switched to like to get a degree and teacher's license, and then you can do internships in the first year. So I would immediately get to the point where I wanted to be instead of having to finish my physics degree and then also have to do another year in to get your teacher's license like that. And I do chemistry as well, which means I can do both things that are awesome in the classroom.
So you're a teacher in real life, but you kind of teach people on YouTube as well.
I try to, yeah.
Do you ever find yourself taking stuff that you might use for a lesson plan in real life, or just like the basic teaching, techniques, and being like, okay, I can apply this to my YouTube audience?
I try. I guess it's all kind of stuff I picked up as you go while teaching. Like I remember when I started teaching, the things were really rough, and then you just kind of learn as you go, which I think is the best way for me to learn. It probably varies per person. I try my best to not explain exactly, like not to go into sort of reproduction, but kind of show mechanics and then try and let people do stuff of their own with those mechanics. And a good example is the slime block tutorial series I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I don't really show you how to build anything useful, but I show you a ton of different mechanics and try and explain how they work so that you can do stuff with it yourself. That is the idea.
Right. So instead of being like, "Oh, this is how you make an automatic furnace cooker thing,"
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, this reacts this way with this," so you can figure out how to do what you want through that kind of
Yes.
thing. Okay.
Yes.
Now, when you go to make a video, do you have to find something that you're like stumble upon and you're like, wow, that's amazing, I got to get this out there? Or do you do some research, kind of like, okay, I like that concept, but I feel like I could teach that better, or I feel like I could contribute to that idea?
Well, I mean, for the slime block tutorial, I think that series right now, there is not really a lot of tutorials out there because it's kind of still an unexplored area, in my opinion. There's so much stuff you can discover if you mess around a bit. So it's like I build stuff and I try and I get stuck into a situation where I don't have any tools to make it do what I want to do, and then I try and come up with new tools and mechanics to make it work the way I want it to, and then I try and remember those and then hopefully put those in the slime block mechanics video. But I think if I, for instance, go back to Gargantua right now and I look at some of the piston stuff, then it's all very highly improvised. So it's not like I have a whole arsenal of this is how I solve things sort of thing, but it's just building stuff as you go.
Now, I know are you official part of with the Zip crowd?
Yeah.
So what do you guys do all together? Because I kind of have been talking with Pi for a little while before. And I remember when he was added, he was so excited. But I never really knew what you guys do other than, the survival server. You guys come up with amazing things. Have you guys been working on anything that you can talk about?
Okay, so here's the thing. I am part of the Zip crowd group, but I actually do not play on the survival world.
Are you just not interested in survival, or?
I don't have the time. Simple as that.
Okay.
They literally, like, if they do massive projects, massive farms, and they clear out perimeters and stuff and get the most efficient spawning conditions, and they spend hours and hours to get all the materials and all that sort of stuff, and I think it's amazing, but I don't really have the time. But I really like the people on the server. So by being part of the ZipCloud server, that just means that I hang around on TeamSpeak and talk to them a lot, and Skype conversations, and occasionally do other games and stuff. And I really like Gel is one of my friends, He went and visited me recently in the Netherlands. So it's
Nice.
kind of that's the deal.
All right, cool. Do you work on any projects with them? Like, obviously, when snapshots come out, there's a big thing, you know, Doc gets in
Yeah.
on it and everything. Do you help
Yeah.
out figuring things out like that?
Yeah, occasionally I help figure things out, and they have like a snapshot 1.8 server, and that's not really. They have a 1.8 server. I have to say it now.
Right.
But if there's a snapshot, they run the latest snapshot, and they are like testing stuff. And then if someone's testing stuff, then if I'm there, I try and help as well. And you kind of inspire each other to do cool things and help each other test stuff. Because they're like Wooby, for instance, Wooby Concepts, part of the ZipCrowd server, recently released a mini game as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool. Can't remember the name though. This is so embarrassing.
We'll definitely put the link in the video. Does he have a video trailer? Do you know?
Yeah. He has a video trailer. It
Alright,
is really fun.
All right, we'll
It's
definitely
fun.
have that up on the screen right now then. But yeah, Whoopi, I've seen a few of his things. He's a genius at times.
He's definitely a genius. Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys haven't seen Whoopi, you should definitely check him out. What is the channel? Whoopi Concepts?
Wooby Concepts, yeah.
Very
But
cool.
there's so many, like I think all the people like ZipCrowd's filled with geniuses, in my opinion.
Right. No, I definitely agree. Pi always caught my attention with his mob mechanic logic.
Yeah.
Right.
I really like Pi because he also messes around with slime blocks and InstaWire and that sort of stuff. So it's very cool. He made like a super fast airplane recently, for instance, which was awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, just
I'll have to check
like
that out.
survival slime block mechanics.
Hmm.
I follow so many channels and I spend a lot of time watching stuff on YouTube every day. It's part of the routine.
I think that's all of our routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just always very curious what
Yeah.
other people are doing and new concepts, etc.
So, what's it like working with people that are, very widely known as smart people? I personally would be very overwhelmed. I would be overwhelmed. I'd be kind of nervous.
Okay, so here's the thing: they are really smart, but at the same time, they are also very, very derpy.
Right,
Which,
that's true.
Yeah. So and I'm kind of derpy occasionally myself. So
So it evens out, relaxes you.
it relaxes me.
How long have you been a part of the Zip Crowd?
I think not very long after I came back, I joined them. So it's probably 4 months ago, maybe. No, more.
Were you good friends with them before you joined, or?
Yeah. Already, I was like an unofficial member of ZipCrowd.
Right. Okay.
Hanging out on TeamSpeak a lot.
Nice.
Now here's a question for you, Cube. Obviously, the stuff I've seen that you do is a lot of like hard redstone concepts.
Mhm.
And clearly now there's a big difference between hard redstone and command blocks.
Yes.
Do you tend to gravitate towards one of them, or do you try to know everything?
No. Like I'm still command block wise. I'm still I'm like mediocre at the moment. I've not really spent too much time looking into it. I did a lot of command block stuff on Missile Wars. That was actually like my first real test, like adding stuff there and tweaking and like all the extra features in that minigame are mine.
Mhm.
But the main like command block mechanics are sets. But I feel they definitely are getting more. I'm getting more interested in command blocks, but my main area of expertise is definitely just the hard redstone and compact stuff with comparators and slime blocks and that sort of stuff. Although recently I've been mainly doing slime block stuff because it's awesome.
Now, I know Recabilly does some of this, but with all the crazy stuff that people are making with command blocks, I feel like there are certain people who try to push the hard redstone to not do what command blocks do, but to do the like really cool stuff that you could do with a command block, but it's neater to do with hard redstone. Do you feel like you do that with the slime block tutorial?
With the walking robot things, okay. So here's the thing: you can't have command blocks in survival. So everything you make is going to be awesome to look at, but you can never build it in the actual game without, using give me block 137 or command block /_.
Right.
But there's no limitations when you do command block stuff. And it's still, I mean, the more I look into it, I do definitely see the challenge of doing stuff, but there aren't really any constraints, which is cool, I guess, in its way. But
you prefer those restraints?
No, I think it's like Redstone for me, and it all used to be always kind of a puzzle, trying to figure out and somehow, in some sort of way, getting things to work. And for me, it was preferably in the least amount of space possible. That was kind of the challenge. And with command blocks, you can now just remote set block wireless redstone signals at anywhere, So it's the way I see it, for mini games and that sort of stuff and adventure maps, you should definitely use command blocks where you can. And for all the survival creative stuff, and if you want survival-based gameplay in a mini game, I think you should use just normal mechanics. The thing that makes Missile Wars fun, because you can make missiles with command blocks, but the fact that you can ride them, the fact that you can knock out blocks and prevent them from moving, and that you can knock out certain blocks that causes them to explode, that is what makes the game awesome. And I feel like with command blocks alone, that would not have been the case.
I like that mini game because it's a nice combination of the hard redstone and the command blocks.
Yes, definitely.
I've actually, I do a bit of both. I do some survival and then mostly command block stuff. But I do prefer, and I do really enjoy the puzzle aspect of it, like you were mentioning. I find that in command blocks as well. Like, okay, I want to create this thing. How can I figure out a way to make this work? Definitely with redstone and, hardwire building blocks and stuff, no command blocks. It's a lot more difficult and a lot more challenging just to get what you want. I find that really fun, and I like the idea that you have of constraining yourself of restraining yourself to those limitations.
Yeah, and like that's for me, and it's part of the challenge because, and you're partially right, because the whole Gargantua, walking robots, etc. sort of thing is I built a survival-friendly walking robot with TNT cannons, bombers, side cannons, missiles. Like, that's awesome.
Right, now somebody needs to go make that in survival.
Yeah. Well, I recently actually did a tutorial on a smaller walking mech with a missile launcher and a cannon, and that's very doable in survival, I'd say. Right.
The only challenge is making it turn.
Yeah. You will need command blocks for that. But so I've been speaking to Dragnos. You guys might know him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, we've been friends for quite a while.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
So, he's a very cool guy. So I was talking recently about how you can combine command blocks with slime block stuff, and he did a video recently where he had a piston engine with slime blocks trigger command blocks, and that's something that was kind of my idea. So I have a video on it. I think I published today, a movable fill clock. And what I see in the future is because you'd have these walking slime block mechanics, but you'd still have command blocks to manipulate them and to maybe change the direction of the machine, or move an arm or change the configuration, etc. So that's kind of where I see my thing going, and then maybe that would be the ultimate goal: turn that into a new minigame in the future. So I want to do something with fighting robots.
Ooh,
yeah,
that would be cool. So yeah, get with Dragnos. He can help you out with the commands to move them sideways or rotate or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. So
I think that we are getting close to the end of the show. You mentioned to us earlier that you like TNT.
I really do like TNT.
And
yes.
redstone blocks.
Can I combine them?
No, you cannot combine them.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I can't place any blocks here.
No.
No, wait. Really? I'm sad now.
But thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the audience? Anything you'd like to announce?
just keep coming up with new stuff and trial and erroring and derping, because derping leads to greatness. That's my, yeah.
That's
what I
the
like.
quote of the century.
Yes.
Alright, definitely check out Cubehamster's channel. Also check out the rest of the Zip crowd, which we will have links to in the description. Thanks for joining us again. Here, let me just toss all of these to you.
I can't use them here, so...
Probably a good thing.
Yeah. I'd be afraid if you could. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye guys. CDF out.